Yes, we're going to talk some AMC, and one of the reasons why this is the best trading community out there is a bit of a missed opportunity at the open. But you know what? When you see something moving, you got to be able to take advantage of it. Last week, there was discussion about AQN announcing their short position in AMC and basically telling the apes to come at them. Well, what do you think was going to happen on Monday after that? So, went to the upside. Now, I actually had forgotten all about this when some people in the chat were mentioning AMC's moving, it's moving. But the first thing you looked at was just go back, and I'm showing you the 60-minute, but all you care about is last week, man. You had this 13 top, you had this 13.20, sort of failed breakout there, earlier on last week, and those gave you two sort of obvious lines in the sand. And the real thing that was appealing about both those entry points was just how bullish the move was at the open. Essentially what you had was a break of the low right at the open, and you had a pretty significant break of the pre-market lows twice, and then look at the strength at which it comes back. And it's not just how you get that wick off bottom there, it is the way in which it responds, which is reclaiming the high and then consolidating into that high, and then breaking out from there. Once I've seen that, okay, well, not really looking for shorts, looking for the entry into the long side of the position. And that's where we get back to that 13 and that 13.20, because you had the breakout at that first 13 level. It gave you the nice scalp, but then you get that capitulation candle. And as it came back in, I was saying on the live show, this is an opportunity to be very patient with it, because all you're looking for is a consolidation confirming that there's going to be support at that previous resistance level at 13 even. Realistically, a lot of times you will see these little wick off tops on an individual week where you get that break and it doesn't really go very far, but the real resistance was at that 13 even. And that's what you're hoping can come in and be that consolidation support. So that's exactly what happens. It gives you a couple of scalp trades. There is then even another consolidation right at the previous high, which is going to set you up again for a double top breakout. Now, you can sit there and if you have a one and done style trade, you can always be in at 13 and just try and hold for the dollar. There's nothing wrong with that. When you're an active trader, sometimes it makes sense to anticipate that, hey, if it comes back and makes the same high, I might be able to get back in off VWAP, off of 13.10, something along those lines. So we're going to get out. If it makes the break, we'll just take the breakout, scalp some, buy the dip, and then rinse and repeat essentially the same trade we did before. That way, regardless of which way this occurs and gets to 14 even, straight there, or pulling back in, we're going to have a piece of that trade. And if it pulls back in, we'll do better than just actually holding the entire time. So once we are through that 13.40, we're essentially cruising for the next dollar up. And there's nothing really all that scientific about it. It was a 13 area break. Looking at 14 as that nice round even number. There was a tiny bit of size there, so it was worth it. When it goes parabolic into 14, easy out to get 19s. And I did make an attempt sort of shorting 98s in front of 14 even, but it was so bullish at the time. I mean, you didn't even see 14 on the offer on AMC today. It was at 99, it was refreshing 99, and then it was at 02s. And that's the way that worked. You got to have a stop order if you're attempting a short along those lines, or you have to be willing to hold it against you. And even then, even if you shorted 14s holding against you, it still hasn't proven to be all that great a trade, about 1-to-1 right now, unless you got a little bit higher. As a matter of fact, I don't see the trend is broken just yet. Still an opportunity for this to be making a run to 15. But the moral of the story is here, you don't have to have had the long off the open to find yourself into the trend. A lot of times I'd be sitting there looking for the short opportunities, but I didn't see anything obvious that said these were levels that should be shorted, and a very bullish open. I mean, if you dare the apes to come at you, what do you expect to happen Monday morning? Sometimes just go with the trend.